Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheikh. Um, okay. So any questions before I continue on? Nope. Okay, ladies, so our next transducer that we will talk about today is going to be the linear sequential array. Now, what did the word array mean that we had? Multiple focal points. Clear? What we mainly can say is, okay, at least for this one here as well, that the word linear would mean, or refers to that either, yes, okay, it has a, we can say it's okay, a straight footprint. And or that the crystals are lined up side by side. Yeah. And well, okay, here we can maybe say, okay, not really much of a reason why, okay, it's called sequential. But anyways, okay. Now, first of all, girls, this is going to be a transducer which has a big footprint. Clear? Okay, so this is going to be a transducer with a big footprint, and in some instances, okay, it may be up to 10 centimeters long from one side to the other side. So it will have a big footprint where it may be up to 10 centimeters. Contra to our linear phased array that we talked about yesterday, which had as a small footprint. Okay, which might be as okay because it's like a 1.5 by 1.5 centimeter. Now, what we also said in the linear phase theory was that, okay, as we had a great number of crystals, because that's okay, anything between is okay, 100 to 300 PCTs or crystals that had been lined up side by side. Clear? Which means that, okay, as these PCTs here will have a very low width. And okay, yes, a great height. Because if we took out one crystal, we could say as okay, the height of the crystal or PCT that was going to be as okay equal to as okay, we can say it's okay the height of the footprint of the transducer. Whereas okay, as along the width, anything between as okay 100 to 300 PCCs will be fitted into as okay 1.5 centimeter of the footprint, which was a small footprint. So it's okay, they had okay as a very low width. We said that the width here is okay was anything between as okay 1/4 to half the wavelength. We compare the measurement of the width of the PCG to the wavelength, not the thickness. Now this transducer here, ladies, is okay. First of all, it's okay, it has a big footprint. Then okay, the next thing we need to be is okay with the number of PCTs or crystals. And be anything is okay, ranging from 120 to 250 crystals. But if you look at it, if we say as okay, then we place 150 for instance, or 220 on okay, yes, along as okay, width of 10 centimeters. Okay. Now we can just briefly as okay go into the shape again. Because okay, the shape of your PCTs is still going to be as okay. Likewise, you that for your linear phase theory are going to be okay. Sorry, what the hell? Are going to be rectangular, which will be as okay something like this. Maybe okay, still will say as okay. Now since it's a rectangular, that will mean that okay, as one dimension is going to be greater than the other dimension. Or we can say as okay again, yes, okay, the height is still going to be as okay greater than the width of your PCC. Clear? Did that make sense? Mainly because okay, they were rectangular shaped. Okay, but mainly because that's okay, we here have a greater footprint in which okay, as we may as okay even fit okay as a lesser number of PCGs, or greater footprint in which we have okay the maximum number is okay a lesser number of PCGs. Here is okay the width of the PCG actually is okay will be equal to the wavelength. So we can mainly say as, okay, if your wavelength of the transducer here was, let's say as, okay, 1 millimeter, then, okay, at the width of the PCT would have been 1 millimeter. Is that clear, girls?
Yeah.
Clear? Okay. Where you can say it's okay, the height, what's going to be the height of the PCT? That's mainly as, okay, just going to be as, okay, equal to as, okay, the height of your footprint. Now, I should have, let me just see. Ramadina Lacha, Mamata Lacha Chula. Okay, girls, can you guys see this picture here?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is actually just, okay, a picture of, okay, as what a traditionally as, okay, a linear sequential array transducer may look like. So we can mainly say that this whole thing here that was his footprint. Okay, girls. Now, what we mainly can say is that, okay, as now your PCCs, they are going to be, okay, be arranged like this. Along your footprint. Okay. Where if you then take it, okay, out this dimension here, say it's okay, this and this, that is just, okay, going to be the height. Where you can say the focus is in this dimension here, is okay, that's going to be the width. Is that clear? But physically, it's okay when you look at the transducer. Okay, this is mean it's okay how it's okay your PCTs are going to it's okay be lined up side by side to one another. In this case here, very community says okay that this dimension here, that way it's okay determine the height of the PCTs. And all dependent upon it's okay how many crystals we have lined up side by side from this end here to this end here is going to yes, okay, determine yes, okay, the width of the PCT. So you can actually see here that okay, yes, there should be no doubt that okay, this orange line here is greater, whereas okay, yes, this line here is smaller, which may mean that okay, yes, the width of each individual PCT is still going to be smaller than the height of the PCT. Okay, and along the footprint, yes, okay, the crystals or the PCTs or active elements are made, yes, okay, just going to be lined up side by side. Did that make sense, ladies?
Yes.
Good. And now, well, okay, comparing is okay, the size of the PCT of your linear sequential to that of your linear phased array. It is going to be greater in the linear phased array because it's going to be as okay, it's generally as okay, a lesser number of crystals that are okay as placed side by side along as okay a greater footprint. Okay, compared to yes, okay, your linear phased array where it's going to yes, okay, you can see it's okay, the upper number here, 300 placed in okay, side by side in a smaller, along a smaller footprint. So what they mainly say here is okay that the width of the PCT is approximately as okay the same as the wave length. Okay, and what was the wavelength? Does anybody know what a wavelength is?
The length of one cycle.
Yeah.
Or the distance between the cycles.
The length of one cycle. Length in what terms?
Distance.
Distance, exactly, right? Okay. When you say length, that's okay. It was a long movie. Okay, bias, okay. It what's the relationship between wavelength and intensity?
Inversely.
Okay. What is the relationship between wavelength and power?
No, they're not. They're not related. Hold on.
You just said that they were inversely related, right? Wavelength and intensity. Oh,
Will have to be inversely from the three big parameters. It has to be inversely with power, intensity, and amplitude. If it's going to be inversely to one of them.
Jack, what are you trying to say?
I'm confusing myself when I'm saying it because I think
Listen,
I'm wrong. I don't think it's
yeah,
inversely.
you were wrong, my dear.
It's not related.
Power and okay, yes, intensity and wavelength are not related.
I knew I was wrong.
That's okay. Listen, ladies, it's not always that, okay, as if you're being asked about a relationship, that there has to be a relationship. Okay. Okay. So what did we say about our linear sequential array? Okay, the linear sequential array. That's a Bigfoot because of a big footprint, which can be as okay up to 10 centimeters long. Clear? We can say that, okay, as it has anything between 120 to 250 PCTs. Let's do this one here. It has, okay. Rectangular PCTs. Rectangular pieces. Rectangular PCTs, and we can say as okay. Lined up side by side. Right, okay. Now, since we said that, okay, yes, they were rectangular. Does anybody know what the word rectangular means? No clue?
No.
The AR is just our failures, okay, pertaining to the angle here comes from angle. And what rect mainly just means is straight. Which mainly is okay, if you look at it, would be as okay 90-degree angles. Or we have actually as okay 90-degree angles. Clear? But on top of that, because okay, we may still have a structure where it's yes, okay, still going to be as okay 90-degree angles. But this will not be a rectangular. This is me what we'll call a square. And why do we call this one here a square? Because all four sides are equal. We still have okay as 90-degree angles. We have that here, but the difference is that okay, yes, the four sides of it is not equal. By me, as okay, just comes from the term that okay, as we have straight angles. Which you also have in a square, but then a square is okay, all your four sides are equal. Yes, okay, in a rectangle, what we see there is especially for all rectangles here, okay, as we have a low width. And okay, as a great height. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. And where we is okay, mainly we'll say that okay here that the width of the crystal equals to the wavelength. Or the wavelength of the transducer. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. No, okay, sorry, ladies, I probably just okay missed that out, but just keep in mind that okay, yes, your linear phased array may also be known as the linear switched array. I think there are some questions in the back where the answer would have been is okay, linear sequential array, but they don't have the answer linear sequential array, but rather it's okay, linear switch array as an option. So a linear switch array is means okay, just another name for your linear sequential array transducer. Now, girls, this transducer, now we mean yes, okay, we'll just talk about okay, now how does this, for instance, yes, okay. Let's say it's okay, steer. Now let's just make a transducer first. This is our linear sequential array transducer. And what we have is just okay, we have the ECTs or crystals lined up right next to one another. Does anybody have any doubt about that?
No.
Good. So that's okay. Okay, it's the linear sequential array. Now mainly it's okay just to compare to just okay what we talked about yesterday, which was okay as our linear phased array, where we still say as okay we had PCTs or crystals, right? Right?
Right.
Yeah. And okay, as far as okay as the beam steering was concerned, we said that if the beam, for instance, okay, was steered, let's say, so okay, in this direction. That was because just okay, this PCT here was the first, and this crystal here is okay, it was going to be the last to fire. Right? Or vice versa, yes, okay, if the beam, for instance, okay, where it has steered in this direction. This would have been the first crystal to be steered or fired. And this one here would have been the last to fire. Did you girls get that?
Yes.
Right, okay. So now the difference between our linear phased array and the linear sequential array in how, yes, okay, the beam is going to be, yes, okay, steer was that, okay, here was going to be. We can say, yes, okay, each individual crystal that will be, yes, okay, stimulated. One following the other, following the other, following the other, following the other. Okay. In your linear phased array, let's just assume that, okay, as we had 120 crystals. Right, okay. What the mainly is, okay, what mainly is going to happen is that, okay, yes, the crystals, maybe we can say it's okay. Or a number of certain number of crystals, maybe it's okay. You can say it's okay, joined into, that's okay, joined together in a group. Did that make sense? Let's just assume that, okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just say that we had, okay. Let's say 120 crystals, and they were distributed into this, okay, 10 groups. Baby Kame says, okay, that was okay, 120 crystals divided into, yes, okay, 10 groups. That will be, yes, okay, an average of, let's say, yes, okay, 12 crystals per group. Clear? What we may, yes, okay, just can do, just, okay, explain this as, okay, we label this one here as group number A. We say group B, group C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. Did that make sense? So we actually just, okay, had 10 groups, and each group has an average of 12 PCTs. Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
Good. Now what just happens is, contrary to the linear phased, where it was going to be as, okay, one followed by another, 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 followed by another. There's going to be as, okay, a group followed by another group, followed by another group, followed by another group, followed by another group, followed by another group. So if we say that, okay, yes, if group A is the first group to fire, and group J is the last group to fire, what will happen? That's where your beam is steered in this direction here. Oh, sorry. That's going to, sorry, where your beam is going to be steered in this direction. Okay, so the crystals will in the group will fire together. Or where it's going to be group A that fires first, followed by B, followed by C, followed by D, followed by, and so on. And that will call that, okay, as the beam would have been steered in this direction. So for your linear sequential array, it's going to be as okay. The steering of the beam is going to be as okay. By is okay. Groups of crystals. Clear? Where, okay, if we went the opposite way and say that group J was the first and group A was the last, then your beam would have been steered in this direction. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Clear? Whereas we may say as okay, if they fire not exactly at the same time, but close to simultaneous, that's okay. That's when your beam would have been steered straight. Did you ladies get that? Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
Good. Now this is a transducer goes where it's not going to, yes, okay, you can say the string is not going to go as we said yesterday. If you guys remember, I said, well, okay, you could run your finger on that's okay, that piano board. And the beam will be steering like this. Okay, so this is going to be as okay, a transducer which has okay a little bit, yes, okay. We can say it's okay, unique form, or it's okay, unique way of, it's okay, shaping the image. Because it's okay. That's fine. Yeah, because what we mainly can say is that if your beam is being steering straight, or that's okay, that the group of the PCTs fires in a pattern that will cause the beam to steer straight. You mainly as okay will have okay as an image shape which is going to be as okay rectangular. Is that clear? When all this, we can mainly say that okay, yes, this part of your image here is going to be as okay the same as your footprint. Or this part actually is going to as okay represent what was your footprint. But as okay, if your beam, for instance, okay, was steered straight. So you will get okay as a rectangular shaped image. Did you ladies get that?
Just to clarify, your image will be rectangular because the footprint shape is that?
Nah. Oh my God. You are not paying attention at all, dear. This line here will mean it's okay, just represent your footprint.
Okay.
And what happens when you go here? That's just deeper and deeper and deeper.
Okay.
Here, but when you see your image, this is your screen. You have set the beam to be steered straight. Well, my dear, this will be your image, which will be as okay rectangular shaped. But what you have to is okay realize it that okay as this area here represents the footprint of your transducer. So whatever you, let me speak out. Whatever you see at this depth here will be closer to the transducer, whereas, okay, as what you see at, let's say, this depth here is going to be as okay farther away from the transducer. Did that make sense?
Yes.
So the top line, my dear, is going to represent yes, okay, what is, or this top line of your image is going to represent yes, okay, the footprint. Right, okay, here is okay. If the beam is being steered straight, you will have okay as a rectangular shaped image. Then we can then just say as okay. What if we went by this pattern here? Where we said, okay, the group J of PCGs was the first to fire, and group A was last. You may guess, okay, we'll get an image shape that will be like this. This will be, it's okay, your image shape. Where we again, is okay, you can see that, okay, yes, this here represents your footprint. Or if we had said our transducer to just okay steer the beam in this purple direction here. Where we say it's okay, group A was the first group to fire and group J was the last group to fire. Well, okay. There, okay, yes. We can still say, okay, this top line here is okay, still yes, okay, will represent this, okay, your footprint. So what do we call these shapes here? They are going to be called parallelogram. Now, some of you will say, well, okay, Mike, doesn't it have 4 sides? Doesn't have 4 sides? Yes, it does. Why don't we call it a rectangular? Because when you look at the angles, or when you look at the sides, they are not straight. That's why it's okay, it told you it's okay. See, okay. That's what you mean by being rectangular. Okay. Parallelogram, because Kameni says, okay, that these two lines here can run from here to the moon and from the moon to whatever. They will never cross one another because they are parallel to one another. Likewise, we can say that, okay, yes, these two lines here is okay. Will run from here to the moon, any other planet, they will not cross one another because they run parallel to one another. So as structure, as a shape, where we have, okay, as mainly as, okay, 4 parallel lines. Whereas, okay, 2 set of parallel lines will form, okay, what we call a parallelogram. And that can be as, okay, the shape of your image. All dependent upon whether you set the transducer to steer the beam in this direction, or whether you set the beam to just, okay, be steered in this direction. Did that make sense? Or you can, okay, just set it to just, okay, have a rectangular shape. Where you mean is I set, okay, cause the beams to be steered straight, not tilted to one side or not tilted to another side. But this transducer can produce as, okay, 2 types of image shapes, either rectangular image shape or parallelogram. This one here has a parallelogram as well. Clear? But the difference between the two is mainly as, okay, in this parallelogram, if you say B, that would mean because, okay, this group of crystals is firing first, followed by B, followed by C, followed by D, followed by F, E, F, G, H, I, J. B the last. Whereas, okay, this was a parallelogram too. But if you set your okay beam to be steered in this direction, now I mean it because it's okay. Group J crystals will fire first, followed by I, followed by H, followed by G, followed by F, followed by E, followed by D, followed by C, D, and E. Okay, so what we mainly as okay will just do is adjust, or it's okay, pretty much okay, I just turn on a knob, and we can switch from this shape image to this shape, or if you don't want this shape, we can just okay go to this shape. Okay. But it can only as okay scan at or produce one image shape at a time. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Clear? Right. So just like, okay, if soldiers are being told, look left, they all look left. They're standing side by side, shoulder by shoulder, but they all look left. Clear? So you can say it's okay, the beam will be steered in that direction. If the command is look straight, well, okay, they all look straight. If the command given to them is look right, then they will look right. Clear? Okay, so what our command is steer the beam left. And the rest will be as okay up to the system to is okay, act accordingly. Clear? Okay, where we say as okay, steer left. Steer left. Well, okay, yes. We asked it to steer left. Group A will be the first, followed by B, followed by C, followed by D, followed by E, and J would be the last. We switch the bar, we turn the button a little bit, one click, and okay, as it may go straight. If that is not suitable either, it's okay, we can go to, it's okay, to this pattern. It says, okay, steer right. Did that make sense? So it's okay. But this one here is okay, contra to your linear phased array. Well, it's not going to be as okay, each individual PCC getting stimulated, but rather as okay, they are going to be stimulated in groups. And whatever crystals you had within one group was going to just okay, fire simultaneously. Did I make myself clear?
Yes.
How clear? How clear, girls? Is it still foggy?
A little.
A little?
For me, it is.
Why?
I get that instead of individual crystals, it's gonna fire in groups.
Yeah.
Is the direction of the firing, it's gonna be same like the linear phase array? Like if it fires from the left, it's gonna go right. If it fires from the right, it's gonna go left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than, okay, what did we have in linear phase theory? Each individual crystal. Here just going to be group. Okay. But the direction in which the beam is going to be steered is going to be determined which group fires first, followed by which group, followed by which group, followed by which group. So yes, okay, yesterday when we played our piano, we touch one key at a time from one side to the other, right? That will determine, yes, okay, how the beam was going to be the steering, right? Did that make sense? So at a time, yes, okay, me, yes, okay, just used one finger because one finger was going to be as okay on one key of the piano. Now you say, yes, okay, for this one here, yes, okay, what are you going to do? Touch a group of keys together. Let's say that, okay, yes, you got 10 fingers and one group was made up of 10 PCTs. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, like that. All dependent upon, yes, okay, which group you, yes, okay, touch first, followed by which group, followed by which group, followed by which group, will determine the way in which the beam is steered. So the only difference here is that it's going to be groups rather than individual PCCs. That's why. That's why I said, ladies, this was how it worked for your linear phased array. That we said, okay, yes, if this PCT was first, to be fired, and this PCG was the last to be fired. Well, okay, that would mean that cause that, okay, as your beam would have been steered in this direction, right? Whereas, okay, as if it was opposite, that this PCG was the first and this PCG here was the last, your beam would have been steered in this direction. Did that make sense? So the same applies to yes, okay, to your linear phase story. Now, what we mean is, okay, if this group here, which is group A, was the first group to be fired, and group J was the last group to be fired, your beam would have been steered in this direction. Whereas if you go opposite and say that, okay, yes, group J was the first to be fired group, whereas group A was the last, then your beam will be steering in this direction. But for this transducer here, it's okay. It is not going to go like, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, I, H, like that. No. Contrast, yes, okay, what we had in, yes, okay, our linear phase array. So yes, okay, you can either choose by, yes, okay, getting this image shape here, or this image shape here, or this image shape here. You have to pick one of them. Or can you change it as you are scanning? Of course you can. Did that make sense?
Yes,
So where you get, okay, this kind of rectangular, it's okay, parallelogram shape, or you get this type of parallelogram shape, or you may, it's okay, choose to go rectangular shaped. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
yes.
Okay. Now, ladies, beam focusing. Now, what we mainly can say is all the same thing. We had a transducer with our crystals. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Now we already know that, okay, as crystals. And okay, yes, this transducer here is okay, will be firing in groups. Right? We already said, okay, as if this group here was first, And this group here is okay, for instance, was last. We already know, yes, okay, which direction, yes, okay, the beam will be steering in, right? Or vice versa. Now, ladies, we can make, yes, okay, just check any group. Let's just say, yes, okay, this group here. Now, again, ladies, that's okay here. The electron is okay, the beam focusing is still going to be as okay electronic. And what did we mean by electronic? Focusing. That it was going to be as okay, all depending upon as okay the phased delay. Where we says okay, if we had a great phase delay, that will lead to yes, okay, a shallow focus. Whereas okay, if we had a great phase delay, a low phase delay, that will lead to a deep focus. But here is okay, that is going to be as okay for each group. But they were as okay, they all have as okay, let's say it's okay, the same kind of phase delay. So if in group A as okay, we said okay, we had a great phase delay. That great phase delay was going to be as okay equal and the same for all of the groups. But each group would then as okay form a beam. Like here we say okay, a great phase delay, so it's okay, that will be focused at a, let's say it's at a, now let's say it would have been focused at a, sorry, because it's okay, shallow depth. But that focal depth, that's okay, of the beams produced would be the same. If we choose just okay, focus at okay as at multiple points and say as okay, we also want to focus at a deeper depth. Well, okay, yes, we can do it can happen as well. We can also say that deep focal depth. Okay, which may mean that okay, as if for that is okay, we will just have okay as a short phase delay. But which is going to just okay be equal for each of the groups of PCTs. Did that make sense? So the main difference between this one here and okay, as a regular phased array is, or a linear phased array, sorry, is that okay, as for your linear sequential array, it is groups. Where okay, for your linear sequential array, is okay, it's going to be in groups of PCTs. Whereas for your linear phased array, it was each individual PCT. So within, yes, okay, we had, for instance, okay, great phase delay. Okay, because that's a great phase delay. Okay, great phase delay. That was going to cause that the beam is okay, will focus at a shallow point. And go ahead, okay, as a great phase delay for each group. Which may will cause it to focus at equal and shallow depths. And this is an array transducer, which actually is okay, enables us to use okay, focus at multiple points. So yes, okay, if we want to, for instance, okay, or if we keep it at a short phase delay for each group. It will focus at deep depth. Did that make sense? Just as we had in the linear phased array. But the difference was that, okay, here is going to be, okay, the phase delay between each individual PCT, which was greater. If you had a greater phase delay, the beam will focus at a shallower focus. If you have a great phase delay, a short phase delay, it will focus at a deep depth. That here is, okay, the phase delay was within the groups of PCTs. Did that make sense? So pretty much, okay, as just copy and paste, the only thing that you had to add for your linear sequential is that, okay, yes, here it is in groups. Did you ladies get that? Now, do you ladies have your books with you?
Yes.
Good. Now, if you look at page 181, and it says beam focusing, right? Look at the first paragraph. What does it say? In earlier models of linear sequential arrays, beam were focused conventionally. Now, when we say conventionally, what would that mean? That will be fixed. Okay? So your earlier models of linear sequential array transducers were not array because, okay, they didn't have multiple focal points. Is that clear? So we can mean it as, okay, that they were as, okay, focused conventionally or fixed. Now, what were the two mechanisms of fixed focusing? It was either internal or external, right? Okay. But the mechanism that they mostly as okay, or as okay. So that was how, yes, okay, your old or earlier models of, yes, okay, linear sequential array transducers were. Although, yes, okay, they were called array, but okay, yes, they only had one focal point, where the focusing was going to be fixed. And what were the two mechanisms of fixed focusing? Either internal. What did we mean by internal focusing, girls?
Was it that the PCT was curved?
The surface of the PCT is curved. Very good, Doctor. Okay. And what was an external then?
A lens.
That we had a lens in front of the PCT, and that was a curved lens, right? Clear?
Right.
Okay. So yes, okay. Now the reason I brought you goes back to this one here, that there are some questions, I think, in the exam review or chapter review, where you see it's okay, the whole bunch of okay as array transducers, and you'll see, and they say, okay, which of these has a single focal point? And you go, what the focus? Right, okay. How come? Because Mike has been telling us that okay, as an array transducer automatically means multiple focus, and how can it now be fixed? That's because they are asking about it, okay, in earlier models. But the thing that okay makes it even more of okay what the focus is, it doesn't say in earlier models of this or of which of these of transducer yes okay was the fixed focal point. Okay, ladies. Any questions so far? Anybody want to say anything? No? So what have you done so far? It says, okay, linear sequential array. We said that was also known as the linear switched array. We said that okay, as it had a big footprint. It had 120 to 250 crystals. These crystals, yes, okay, were rectangular, which means yes, okay, in this instance, I will mean that okay, yes, that they had a greater height and a lower width. Okay. We said that okay, yes, that the image shape could either be yes, okay, rectangular or parallelogram shaped. We also said that okay, yes, that the steering of beam is electronic. We also said that okay, yes, focusing of beam. Well, for our current, electronic. Earlier models, fixed or conventional. Where fixed could be either yes, okay, internal or external. Did that make sense? Now let's just go. Okay, let me just see. Maybe we can just go back and see. Just try to erase a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah. Where we now say yes, okay, we have a transducer. I'm spending most of my day making lines. This was our transducer. With, okay, yes, the PCTs. Clear. And we said, okay, this PCT or these PCT here is okay, were, I guess that's okay, divided into groups. Now let's just say that, okay, as in a group here, let's just say it's okay that this PCT here is okay, was damaged. And let's say that this was your image, right? So we said, okay, that we had, okay, this straightforward, yes, okay, rectangular image. Is that clear? Is that clear, girls?
Yes.
Good. Now here is okay, this straightforward. We can mean it says, okay, due to this PCT being damaged, I made it because, okay, they fire straight. That's why it's okay, get this rectangular image that you made is okay, will have, okay, as a defect like this. Because, okay, vertically across the image. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Now we can say that we had the same transducer with, okay, that's the same PCTs. Arrange, you can say, okay, into the same groups. Here. And okay, we just say it's okay, that is the same PCT that is damaged. Here. But in this instance here, it's okay, what we have was, or let's say it's okay that we have our image or beam steered in this direction here. So we actually have, okay, that. Parallelogram shaped image. Now, what my question is going to be, where your defect on the image be like this. And we can label this A. Or where your defect on the image be like this.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say B because it's going to go where the direction the beam is going.
Okay. Are you just saying B because your last name starts with B?
No, I'm saying it from what I'm learning.
Okay. So you are in B team. Okay.
I'm gonna go with B too.
You go with B too.
I want to say it's A.
You go with A. So far, whose other name has started with the letter or last name starts with B goes with B. Whose last name starts with A goes with A. Okay.
I would
I
say
think
A
A.
too.
Okay, who said A?
I did.
You did. Okay.
And me too.
Ladies, you're not going to get blacklisted if you give a wrong answer. There can only be one team that is correct.
I say B.
You go B.
I say A.
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 Okay, I guess. Oh.
I'm gonna go with A.
You go with it too, Alex. Yes. Nicole,
I didn't get the question.
you didn't get the question.
No.
The question is that, okay, this is your damaged PCT. Or is there going to be a okay defect on your image like this? Or is it going to be like this? When the A angle is steered to give you this, okay, this image shape here.
B.
You go B. Okay, ladies. It's time just okay to clear which team won. Or which team is correct. So A is not the answer. Is that clear?
Can you explain why, please?
Explain why.
Why A is the wrong?
It's because your beam is steered. Listen. This PCT here had not been damaged or have been sending us okay pulses and beams along like this. That is not happening because it is damaged. That's why it's okay. This was your defect here. Did that make sense? Now, when it's okay. When it's the same PCG that is damaged. But what it actually is okay will be doing is this PCG will not be sending down pulses like this. Because we can say, okay, this area here is scanned by this PCG. It says, okay, this area here is scanned by this PCG along this line. Because they all is okay firing in this direction. So here, this was damaged. It is going to fire along this line here. Or had it not been damaged, that's okay, we've been firing along this line here. That's not happening now because it is damaged. So that's why it's okay. Option B was going to be as okay the defect that you will have. Did that make any sense?
Yeah, I did.
Did you get it, Dr. Thomas? You were the one who asked the question.
Yes, I think I get it. Yeah.
Okay, girls, and okay, as you may see, well, it's a little bit too early to talk about that, but it's going to be as okay, the main transducer that you ladies will be using as your first transducer when you go for your vascular scanning. Oh, it's okay, do Doppler. So it's okay, the pictures that you see on page 183 is mainly it's okay, just that's okay for your Doppler. We talk more about that when we get to chapter 19. It is about your Dopplers. Okay, ladies, now just take a short break and should I say that I see you ladies back at 10:50? So get fresh, read on your linear sequential, and okay, yes, see you ladies then. Yes, ladies, welcome back. And does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, girls. Now, our next transducer is what's called curved. It can also be called convexed. Or we can say that it will be as okay, curvilinear. And of course, that's okay. It's still an array transducer. What the array means is multifocus. Clear? What transducer would mean? Well, okay, yes. Here the electrical signal, or you can say electrical energy, is converted into sound energy, and vice versa. Now, why do we call it curved? And or convex. And or, for instance, okay, curvilinear. That is mainly as okay due to as okay the shape of its footprint. Sorry. Now what we actually will see that okay, this transducer here has a footprint that is not going to be straight or linear. But actually curved. So that's pretty much okay, that's what is called curved. Convex, mainly because it has a convex surface. Clear? Because it has a convex surface. And okay, as curvilinear, mainly as okay, the curvy is mainly as okay from the curve. And what they mean is okay, we'll say it's okay, linear here, that okay, it's along this curve. We can still see that okay, yes, the crystals are lined up side by side. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Now, just like it's okay, our linear sequential array. This fellow here was okay, or curved, convex, or curvilinear array transducer is also going to be a Bigfoot. Mainly because, okay, ladies, it has a big footprint. Is that clear? But okay, this footprint again is okay. Maybe it's okay, just as we had in our linear sequence, it's okay up to 10 centimeters long. Is that clear? But the difference between your curved array transducer and a linear sequential array was that in a linear sequential array, yes, okay, your footprint was straight, whereas here it is curved. It is convexed. Okay, girls, now please. It is convexed. Footprint. Not a concave footprint. Okay, now concave, girls, is mainly as okay, just the opposite of convex. Now, if your footprint had been concave, you could mainly have said that, okay, yes, the transducer would have looked something like this. Is that clear?
Yes.
And okay, yeah, you probably won't be able to, yes, okay, do much scanning with that. So you could mainly, yes, okay, just use this to scratch the patient. Because you got like, okay, two, that's okay, pointed ends like this. So please, ladies, never say that it is concave. It's going to be, yes, okay, convex. And you say, like, okay, concave is curved too, yes, okay, but in the wrong way. Okay, so it goes under the name curve, convex, or curvilinear array, because okay, we will be able to just okay focus at multiple multiple depths. But again, yes, okay, only if needed. Clear? Now, our next point will be, yes, okay, first of all, the number of crystals. And we can say, yes, okay, here the number of crystals is equal to, yes, okay, what we had in the linear sequential array, which was anything between 120 to 250 PCTs, active elements or crystals. Did that make sense? Now, what we also said here was that, okay, this fellow here had, okay, somehow a large footprint, 10 centimeters. That was pretty much, okay, as the same size of the footprint that we saw in a linear sequential array, right? Where, okay, the number of crystals is, okay, distributed along is, okay, 10 centimeters. Would be the same as we had in our linear sequential array. So we may as okay just come down to yes, okay, the next thing which would be yes, okay, the shape of these crystals. Sinka. And the shape is not changed. They are still going to be rectangular shaped. Right, okay. Where we can mainly say that this dimension here will be as okay, the height. And okay, yes. This dimension is okay, the width. Right? So yes, okay, even in this transducer here is okay, the height is going to be greater than the width. Did that make sense? And as we said in our linear sequential array, 10-inch front or 10 centimeter footprint with anything between 120 to 250 PCCs. That here is okay, the width of the crystal equals the width, or equals, yes, okay, the length of one wavelength. So that will be the same here. Did that make sense? Okay. So we can raise as okay, it's made as okay, it will be as okay, the same shape, same sized crystal or crystals that we have in a curved array transducer and the linear sequential array transducer. Right, okay. But the difference between these two here is that, okay, as in your linear sequential array, they are lined up in a straight line because of the straight footprint. Whereas, okay, as in your linear, no, sorry, in your curved or curvilinear or convex array transducer, they're going to just, okay, be lined up still side by side, but along that, okay, we can say, okay, more or less, along that curved. Footprint. Right, okay. But we could say it's okay, 120 PCGs, that's okay. On a distance of, okay, or an area of 10 centimeters. Or 120 crystals on the rock, that's okay, placed along, okay, as a surface of 10 centimeters. The size of the crystals will be the same. But here's okay, they are straight in a line. Here's okay, it's more of a curved line along which they are arranged, or what they will call is okay, an arch. Because okay, the footprint of your curved is arch shape. Did that make sense? Yes, girls. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Clear? Good. Now, steering off your beam. Now we can technically say or if we just just compare this to let's say a linear sequential. So let's see the curvilinear. Now we said, this was how our crystals, or we can say, even group of crystals were arranged. Let's say, we had set them to, steer straight. So each crystal remained, just fire straight out. Yeah. And this transducer is, this was our crystals. Or as you may see that your book, you may say it's a group of crystals. And if they are set to fire straight, this will be the beam. This will be the beam. This will be the beam. Like that. Where here because says the beams were for this value is the beams were parallel. Even as if the beam, for instance, had been steered in one direction, for instance, that they would power run parallel to one another. Here, ladies, what is going to happen? And that's mean as as an effect of this curved surface. That the beams are not parallel to one another. But actually, it's we'll do what we actually recall. Radiate out. And what that going to mean that yes. So just erase this. That as the beams go, we can say deeper and deeper. Or to greater and greater depths. That the distance between two adjacent beams will increase. So they get farther and farther and farther apart from one another. Is that clear? This is mainly as due to this curved area here. So we can mean it as, okay, this beam, for instance, here, is not going to be as okay, be exactly as okay running side by side or parallel to the beam produced by this crystal. But rather, as okay was, as I said, just okay, radiate out. And that mainly causes goals that, okay, yes, and we may well actually, we may see is that actually is okay, will cause maybe okay, we'll have this sector shaped image. Or what we actually have is that, okay, yes, this was one beam produced by, let's say, yes, okay, this crystal. This crystal here is okay, produce this beam like this. I guess there's okay, another crystal produce this beam like this. You see that, okay, the distance between them increases as we go deeper and deeper and deeper. Because they do not run parallel to one another. Okay. Which we had in, okay, yes, the linear sequential array. Is that clear? Okay. So we can say it's okay. And this will be another. So the main is okay, fire straight ahead. Obvious, okay. The direction that they are facing in. Or mainly because they as okay end up okay facing along as okay in different directions along as okay the curved arch that was spread out. Or as you may see that the distance between is okay beam to beam to beam to beam formed by as okay neighboring crystals and our group of crystals may as okay increase as we go deeper and deeper. Did I make myself clear on that?
Yes.
Now again, yes, okay, goals. This is going to be yes, okay, one of those transducers where we yes, okay, say, or okay, yes, what is the shape of the image? Now, mainly because I have this pizza slice shaped image. That's why it says okay, it's going to be yes, okay, sector shaped image. But contra to the other sector shape images that we have had for other transducers with a sector shape image. This one here is okay, has a blunted tip. And where does this blunt tip here come from? Well, ladies, you mainly will say it's okay, this is where your transducer had been or is. So that is mainly it's okay due to yes, okay, our curved footprint. Did that make sense? So pretty much, okay, as from the image shape, yes, okay, you will be able to tell, yes, okay, which transducer was used. You see a sector shape, and okay, as with this blunted tip, as we may call it, that mainly would mean that, okay, this was a third array transducer. Whereas ladies had it was then, I guess, okay, this regular sector shape. Nobody had taken, yes, okay, a bite off the pizza. Well, this could be yes, okay, a mechanical transducer. This could have been, yes, okay, an annular phased array transducer, right? Right?
Yes.
Or, sorry, that's okay, your linear phased array transducer. Okay. So yes, okay, these three here, and yes, okay, your curved array transducer produce sector shape images. But the difference between, yes, okay, your curved array transducer versus, yes, okay, either of these, either, okay, the image shape for the curved array transducer is going to have that blunted tip. Mainly because, okay, that's where, okay, as you can see, it's okay, that your footprint is. Up here, this would have been, as okay, the area that represented, okay, the footprint of your transducers. Whether it was a mechanical transducer, an annular phased array, or a linear phased array. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, ladies. We can say, let's just say it's okay, as we, for instance, okay, and for our linear phased array. And okay, if we say, okay, this is our third array transducer. Now the focusing of the beam. Now, ladies, since we said, okay, both of these transducers here were array, that mainly meant that, okay, yes, we could focus at multiple depths. Right? Yeah. And in both these transducers here is okay, where we also say that, okay, this focusing of the beam is okay, how is that going to be controlled? Electronically. How is it electronically controlled? or we can say, okay, by the phase delay. What was the phase delay? Anybody would like to tell me what a phase delay was?
I can do it.
Go ahead, Maria.
The phase delay is like the break in between activating each crystal, like, right?
You can say break or interval or time between each crystal being fired. Yes. Good. Exactly. Very good. Yeah. Clear? So what did we say? Over here, yes, okay, we had a low phase delay. Perimeno says, okay, the spike will be small. That will actually cause that, okay, as we might focus at, okay, as a deeper depth. So that's going to be the same here. That you have a low phase delay. Perimeno says, okay, the time interval between firing of crystal to crystal to crystal to crystal is low. You actually, it's okay, we'll focus at a deep depth. Whereas, okay, yes, if you had a great phase delay, then we actually can say that, okay, yes, the time interval between the firing of each crystal would have been great. That will actually, okay, cause the beam to focus at a shallow depth. So the same applies here, ladies. That we had a great phase delay, a great time interval between firing of crystal to crystal to crystal to crystal to crystal. That means it will cause the beam to focus at a shallow depth. So we can mainly say, okay, that was mainly as okay, just a copy and paste. And where all this okay electronically thing here is okay being controlled. Whether that was okay as the steering, because okay, even the steering of the beam was electronic, but also the focusing. That would be in the beamer or beamformer. Where we mainly says, okay, if we had a shallow or if we had a short phase delay, which is means okay, means okay, produced in the beam or beamformer, it was going to produce a beam that will end up getting okay to its narrowest point at a greater depth. Whereas vice versa, if the beamer, or if your friend says, okay, I said, well, if you want to focus at a shallow point, we set the focal point, the message is conveyed to the beamer, and that will mean it's okay, just form a beam that, okay, yes, will create a focal point at a shallower depth. Did that make sense? Yeah. Because here we can mean it says, okay, ladies, it's not going to be as okay the diameter. Or you can say, okay, the dimensions of the crystal or the PCT that is going to determine the focal point. That can be changed. That's the shape of the PCT. That's the size of it. Clear? So yes, okay, if you want, yes, okay, focus at a shallow depth, that's going to, yes, okay, be controlled by the beamer.
I have a question.
Yes, my dear.
I don't know if you said this already, I might have missed it, but in the curved array transducer, do they fire individually or in groups?
Well, it goes both. It goes both, and that's why it's okay. It even just say it's okay. Curve sequential arrays. If you look at okay, you what they when they say it's okay, beam steering. Okay, okay. So that's okay. We can make it okay as okay. The sequential mainly will mean okay as in groups. But whether it is in groups or whether it is individual crystals. Clear? Okay. What's going to happen to the beam here mainly is okay as that it will radiate out. Pretty much okay due to the arrangement of the crystals along that curved surface. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we can say it's okay, unlike your linear sequentials, okay, the pulses will not be parallel to one another. Because that's okay. In a linear sequential array. And why the parallel? Just think of okay as a group of people standing side by side. Now, if these people here is okay are going to just okay be ordered, or each person is meaning it's okay ordered, that's okay. Listen, buddy, look straight ahead. Within your own vision of field of vision, right? Did that make sense? So you will not be looking into as okay what the person standing right next to you will be doing, or area, so and so and so and so and so. There, okay, there was the same group of people now placed along this curved surface here. And the command still was well, okay, yes, you look straight ahead. Your main says, okay, this dude here will be looking here. This person here will be looking here. This person will be looking here. This will be looking here. He or she will be looking here. So yes, okay, here is not parallel, or rather, yes, okay, radiate out. Even ladies, in this case, it's okay if everybody was asked, well, look left. Maybe I should have done it like this. Did that make sense? Did that make sense, my dear?
Yes.
Okay. But that was only, yes, okay, the command that, okay, yes, they were guiding. So that's why it's okay in your linear phased array, yes, okay, you could either, yes, okay, only have this image at a time. Or let's say, yes, okay, this image here at a time. Or this image. You are not going to have all three, yes, okay, appearing at the same time. Had that been the case, that's okay, then your image shape would have for your linear sequential array would have been something like this. We can say it's okay. Just to look at it. You may have said, okay, yes, the image shape would have been something like this. Or your linear sequential, right? If it kept on. So one thing, okay, yes, that you girls may realize that, okay, yes, for, yes, okay, what we call, yes, okay, the rectangular shaped image. Or is okay for your linear sequential array. Or even if it was, for instance, okay, let's say it's okay, a parallelogram shape image. Again, it's okay for your linear sequential array. Whether it was this way here, or whether you can say it's okay, your beam was steered this way here. You can mainly say that, okay, yes, that this here is okay, was your measurement of your footprint, right? We say, okay, it was 10 centimeters. At the depth here, is okay, this will also, is okay, represent an area of 10 centimeters. Not on your screen. That's going to be, as okay, a very, very small picture if your image was only, as okay, 10 centimeters big. But you can say, okay, an area of 10 centimeters in the patient. Did that make sense? Whereas, okay, goes when we say it's okay, sector shape image, because we can say it's okay, this 10 centimeter here, or even as okay, this 10 centimeter here, or this 10 centimeter here, for instance. What did they represent? They were all as okay, your footprint, right? But this size here, or measurement here, is going to be as okay, equal to as okay, this deep measurement here. Is that clear? Is that clear, girls?
Yes.
Good. Whereas, okay, yes. If you look at any sector shaped image, we can take this one here first. Well, okay, ladies, this was your turn to say. You could say it's okay, maybe it's okay, say up here it's okay, it's scanned, okay, as that was okay as a just into an area of okay as 2 centimeters. But what you see is as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, here this may represent, okay, as a width. Or actually, let's say be scanning an area of up to, let's say it's okay, 20 centimeters. Did that make sense? Or even if we yes, okay, went to, let's say it's okay, curved array transducer. Let me just, let me just check this out. We have some room. So we say, okay, as a curved array transducer. So what do we see here? Yes, okay, this might have been, yes, okay, let's say it's okay, representing an area or scanning an area of, okay, yes, 10 centimeters. Well, okay, we can say it's okay here, the width. This depth here, y had been less, is okay, 12 centimeters. Or representing as, okay, or scanning an area that spans over 12 centimeters. We go deeper. Maybe let's say it's okay, 15 centimeters. You may even go deeper. Let's say it's okay, 18 centimeters, for instance. And we go, yes, okay, very deep. And we might say, yes, okay, here. Let's say it's okay, 20 centimeters. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, ladies, up here is okay, we say, well, okay, yes, okay, just produced, that's okay, 10 pulses, for instance. As they go deeper and deeper and deeper, the distance between each is going, one of them is going to just, okay, increase. Please keep this thing in your handy for chapter 15. Okay. Any questions so far? Or what would be as okay, a good example of, you can say as okay, any sector shape in which whether it was like this with a blunted chip, or simply like this. You can see that, okay, here, this depth, which is okay at the shallow point, is okay. Smaller distance, and the distance means, okay, just increases. As you go deeper and deeper and deeper. Did you ladies get that? Or have any of you ever seen a peacock? Have any of you ever seen a peacock?
Yes.
Okay, I guess only one have seen a peacock. Does other girls know what a peacock is?
Yes,
Okay, have you ever seen a peacock? Yes, okay, spreading out its tail.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you haven't seen that in life, you're like, okay, here's what it looks like. So what do we see here? Let's say it's okay. Okay, it's hidden behind his neck, but we can say it's okay here. Yes, okay, the dimension of, okay, yes, the feathers is lesser. We actually go here. It's greater, right? So this means, okay, just the peacock here has, okay, has fanned out his feathers of the tail. You can mainly says, okay, here, the distance between feather to feather to feather to feather is going to be less, right? Whereas if you see out here, you can actually, yes, okay, individually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And say, okay, it's only, it's okay, 15 feathers. I mean, it's okay because, okay, here's, yes, okay, still the same number of feathers, but it's okay, out here it's okay because that they are more dispersed. That's going to be, it's okay, a greater distance between feather to feather to feather to feather. Now goes just come the last point. Because it's okay. This was our blunt shape image. Let's see, it's okay that we have the different PCTs. And for one example, let's just say that, okay, as this PCT here is, okay, is the one that is damaged. Right? Right, girls? No, we can mainly say it's okay, the down mainly is okay, cause that, okay, as we had an effect like this. It should have been more straighter about enemies on our image. Okay, so that's mainly as okay what your book shows. If you see as okay, the book goes and say, okay, there's a hand here. And then okay, there's another hand here. And okay, it's in between those two, yes, okay, was okay. Now, girls, I'm going to do what I just did earlier. Now, what the hell did I do earlier? Okay, this is your image. We still have, okay, yes. We can see it's okay, the PCTs. And I say, well, okay, it's not this one here in the center that's damaged or any bias. Okay, let's just see that it is this crystal here, for instance, that is damaged. Now, my question is your defect going to be is okay along this pink line here? Or is it going to be along this blue line? Or is the defect going to be, yes, okay, pink? Or is the defect going to be, yes, okay, along the blue line?
I'll say the pink line.
Okay.
I'd say pink too.
Okay. Anybody else wants to cast a vote, or should I just read to the resolution? Ladies, you're not going to be graded on this question now. But this can be your honest opinion. There's nothing wrong with giving, okay, that's the wrong answer.
I'm gonna guess the pink line too.
You go with pink. Does anybody want to say blue? Or do everybody agree upon pink? Pink it is. Okay, girls. Now, that was your linear sequential, no, not linear sequential, sorry. That was your linear curvilinear, sorry. Curvilinear array transducer, also known as convex, not concave, okay, ladies? And curved array transducer. And that one actually, okay, stands out from all the other ones because of its curved footprint. Is that clear? So is its sector shape image going to just okay, be different from the other sector shape images with that blended chip? Okay. Now, ladies, this transducer here, or we can say, okay, your curvilinear array transducer is the main transducer is okay used to do abdominal scans. Is that clear? So that's okay. Those of you who that's okay will be scanning as okay, pregnant ladies and all that. This will be the transducer that you will be working with. Is that clear? Okay. Now, sorry, okay, I'm probably okay, missed that on, okay, it's your linear sequential array, sorry. That's the one that we primarily use for Doppler exams. Okay, mean it says, okay, Doppler exams for us, okay, mostly is okay, superficial blood vessels. Or vessels at a shallow depth. Is that clear? Now that doesn't mean, please don't come back to me in okay, a year and a half or so and say, Mike, we still use the curvilinear to scan okay as blood vessels in the abdomen. I never said that Doppler has to be done by a linear sequential. It's just the ideal one. Or the one that you mean is okay, most commonly is okay, will use for Doppler scannings. What the hell Doppler scannings is, okay, that's a later topic. But you mean yes, okay, saw a demonstration of that, okay, saw that, okay, yes. Yes, okay, what it is going to be like on page, let's say, okay, 130, 183. Which both of them, yes, okay, are Doppler's exams, but okay, one or 1227 and 1228. Where okay, as the top 27 is just okay as a plain B mode. Whereas the bottom one you see colors in it, right? So that's going to be as okay, what we'll call a color flow or a color Doppler. Or we turn that on and put some colors into it, okay, the boring looking pictures. That will be chapter 19. Or if you look at your practical examination sheet that I gave you, there's something that says, okay, color Doppler or color mode or something like that. So we were just okay playing with those things at that time. But yes, okay, you can use any transducer. You can use any transducer to just okay get a color Doppler. Because that's a matter of okay turning on a mode using that transducer. Did that make sense? Okay, girlies. The time is 12:12. Or a dozen and a dozen. So take a lunch break. And when we come back, we will just okay have a brief discussion about yes, okay, our last transducer known as Mr. Vector Array. Okay, so let's say I see you girls at 1:10. Welcome back, girls. Okay, ladies. No, any questions? Any questions left? Or any questions anybody wants to ask? Okay, ladies. Now, the next transducer is what we call a vector array. It may also go under the name virtual array. Okay, ladies. Now, this transducer here is mainly going to be, yes, okay, we can say it's okay. A combination of two. Yeah, that's a shorter comma. Two technologies. Or linear phased array. And likewise, the linear sequential array. You can say it's okay, the technologies. Is that clear? So doesn't mean that's okay going to become yes okay a little bit yes okay ring is yes okay relevant when we talk about yes okay the beam shift. That's pretty much okay. That's where most of this is okay. This combination here is okay, plays a role. Okay. And okay, yes, a bit. Oh, yes, okay, the image shape. Now goes. First point is shape of PCT. Is going to be rectangular. And when we said that a PCT was rectangular shaped, this is what we mean. Clear? Where this would be the width. And we say that this is the height. And what we have seen so far is that the width is going to be as okay. We can say it's okay lesser than the height. Or it may be read as that the height is going to be greater than the width. Yeah. And this height and width, just okay. You can say it's okay. Comparison is going to be it's okay, become important once we it's okay. Start talking about it's okay or different resolutions. Right. Exactly how it goes. Now the number of the PCTs. Is pretty much okay. We can say it's okay. Same as the linear sequential array, which was okay as 122, 250 PCTs or crystals. Is that clear? Okay. Now goes when it comes to the footprint of this fellow here. Of our vector array. You can mainly say it's okay. Now here it's okay, that footprint of the vector array is okay, because that's okay. Footprint of vector array. Now this footprint here is okay, is going to be greater than the footprint of your linear array or linear phased array. But yes, okay. The footprint of the vector array is going to be smaller than the footprint of your linear sequential array. Is that clear? So here it may not be as okay as much as we have here up to as okay 10 centimeters. It may just be as okay anything between, we can say okay. On average, it's okay 5 to 7 centimeters. Okay, but what it definitely is going to be as okay, it is going to be as okay bigger than the footprint of your linear phased array, which had a relatively as okay very small footprint. Did you girls get that? Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
last but not the least here, ladies. Well, okay, just as we had in our linear sequential. And yes, okay, our linear phased array. Yes, okay, these PCTs or crystals here. Are going to, yes, okay, be lined up side by side. Just as we had in both transducer, whether that was okay, the linear phased array and or okay, your linear sequential array. Did that make sense? Okay, goals. Now, before we talk about is okay, the focusing and the steering of the beam. Let's just get you, okay, a little bit of where it's going to be okay, unique for this transducer here, and that's going to be okay, the image shape. Now, if you remember, that's okay for our linear sequential or linear phased array. What was the image shape? What was the shape of the image for a linear phased array? Anybody?
Rectangular.
Huh?
Rectangle. What was it? What? Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
What is the image shape of a linear phased array transducer?
Oh.
Is it the fan shape?
Permitted?
Like the fan shape?
Okay. What want to name? Okay, fan shaped. Or sector shape, right? Now, what was the image shape for your linear sequential array? Yes, ladies. What was the image shape for a linear sequential array?
Rectangle.
Rectangular. Who was that?
Marissa.
Very good. Okay, it was either rectangular. Oh, yes, okay, although it's okay, we were not really, it's okay, talk about that one because that's okay, we're also at be now. Parallelogram shaped. Now, when we say that, okay, as your linear sequential array transducer is a combination. Because, okay, how did we get these image shapes here? Pretty much, okay, based on the steering, right? So what we may say is, okay, we actually is, okay, we'll be overlapping these two shapes here to get us, okay, the image shape for your vector array, which is going to be, yes, okay, what we'll call trapezoidal. And what is that trapezoidal going to be like? straight at the top. We can say it's okay, fanning out on the sides. And then, okay, it's this. So this is your trapezoidal image shape. Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
So this transducer here is okay, has a unique shape of the image. We didn't see this shape here for other transducers, right? Okay. It was either just okay, sector shaped, or it's okay for a linear phased array, or annular, or our mechanical array. Or mechanical transducer set. Clear? Rectangular or parallelogram shape for is okay for the linear sequential. Where we mainly can say as okay, when these two here is okay are being combined, that is the image shape that we get. Okay. Now, ladies, just remember, we can make it as okay, this part of your image here comes from the linear sequential technology. Where we can say as okay, this part here. I mean, it's going to be as okay from this of the linear sequential linear phased array. This part here is okay from this part of okay as your linear phased array. And likewise, we can say it's okay just to make it this part here from this part of your linear phased array technology. As far as okay as the steering of the beam is concerned. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Focusing for this fellow here. Okay, yes. Whether it was this transducer here, or whether it was this transducer here. Oh, sorry. Linear phased array or linear focus or linear sequential array or switched array. Focusing is electronic. If you want to know how it is okay, focusing or focus, it's okay. Electronic focusing happens. Well, okay, we talked about that in details when doing is okay the linear phased array. So I mean, it's okay, just being it's okay a matter of okay, yes, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. So this was okay as a little transducer. That's okay, or okay, a unique transducer. Okay, unique in the sense that okay, yes, first of all, it was okay as a combination of two technologies: the linear phased array and the linear sequential array. Clear? Okay. As far okay, the shape of the PCT is okay. It is pretty much okay, similar to yes, okay, most of our arrays, which was rectangular. Now, which array transducer did not have rectangular shaped PCTs? Which array transducer does not have rectangular shaped PCTs?
Annular,
That'd be
Huh?
different.
annular,
Annular transducer. Right. Okay. Which array transducer does not have a sector shape image?
vector,
Okay.
Linear sequential.
And linear sequential. Clear? Which transducer? Let's put it this way. It's okay. Which array transducer does not have multiple focal points?
mechanical,
Okay. My question was, which array transducer does
Oh,
not have
array.
multiple focal points?
Is it annular?
No. The annular had multiple focal points.
The linear phased array.
No.
Sorry, I'm just confused. I thought arrays always had multiple focal points.
Okay. I know that's what I've been saying since day one.
So isn't there none that has?
There is one that is not going to be multifocal. Ladies, I read a paragraph to you girls this morning. You remember that one? I think where it was on page 181. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I see somebody. Do you see it now? I told you that, okay, there are going to be, it's okay, or you're going to come across a question. And you look at them and say, okay, all of these here are array transducers. Because when I say something, I mean something. Okay. That's fine. Next time I ask you, you'll probably, it's okay, be able to see it.
quick question.
Hmm.
Because it's fixed, that means it's only gonna go to the depth and then back. It's not gonna go further, right? For the how do you pronounce it? The linear sequential array,
Yeah, what about it?
because the beam focus is fixed, that means that it's not going to go to deeper depths, correct?
No, you can always increase the depth. Listen, my dear. Focal depth and depth of image are two completely different things. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Right, okay. So even though, yes, okay, you had, let's say it's okay. Let's say, okay, even if you have, for instance, okay, a mechanical transducer. Okay, let's say that, okay, right now is okay, we have as this imaging depth here. Clear? But this was your focal point. What I mean that this is going to be as okay, the depth at which is okay, your beam will be focused at. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now intentionally as okay, took the mechanical transducer because okay, here we really can't as okay, play around with the focal point. Okay, just a second. Okay, good. Now, that doesn't prevent us just because as okay, we were using a mechanical transducer. Or even if you were using any, yes, okay, we can say annular array transducer with, yes, okay, multiple focal points. Doesn't prevent us from, okay, yes, increasing the depth of the image. You can still take the depth of the image from, yes, okay, let's say it's okay, 3 centimeters to 5 centimeters. From 5 centimeters to, let's say it's okay, 10 centimeters. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. But in this case, yes, okay, your focal point is always going to be as okay. Let's say that we had it okay as at 1.5 centimeter. What you won't be able to do, and if you says okay that we have okay as the same mechanical transducer where we says okay that its focal depth was at okay as 1.5 centimeter, right? Now, if you kept the imaging depth at just 1 centimeter, then okay, that was the max depth that you went to. Which means that okay, here yes, okay, your beam does not reach to the focal point, or to the point where it becomes yes, okay, to its narrowest point. Which means okay, it will be unfocused. Okay, so if you say as okay, we had an annular array transducer. Now we say as okay, we have kept the imaging depth at 3 centimeters. Now mean yes, okay, the limitation here is that okay, yes, you will not be able to focus your beam beyond 3 centimeters. Because okay, the total depth that you're imaging to is 3 centimeters. So you can't really say, well, I want to focus at a depth of, let's say, 4 centimeters, because you're not really scanning that area of 4 centimeters. Did that make sense? But just as okay, if you say, well, okay, I focused at 2 centimeters, I focused at, let's say, is okay, 1 centimeters, which has multiple depths. Okay. Now, there is not really going to just okay have anything to do with you, yes, okay, increasing the depth of your image from 3 centimeters to 5, or from 5 centimeters to, let's say, yes, okay, 7, or from 7 to 10. Did that make sense? But once yes, okay, you increase it beyond 3, or you increase your imaging depth beyond 3 centimeters, that's when you have the option of saying, well, okay, I also want to focus at, let's say, okay, 4 centimeters. I also want to focus at, let's say, 5 centimeters. But just you, yes, okay, changing the depth of the image does not change the focal depth. Did that make sense? Okay, and that's okay, good, because that's okay. That would be as okay, that would be a mess, because that's okay. You say, well, every time, yes, okay, I change my imaging depth, is the focusing depth going to automatically change? No. Okay. So first of all, yes, okay, if you want to focus at a greater depth, well, of course, you have to, yes, okay, increase the depth of your view. Which means, so right now, I mean, yes, okay, just visualizing what is at the first, or yes, okay, 3 first centimeter or shallower, 3 centimeters. You want to look at objects or structures which are deeper than 3 centimeters, you will have to increase the imaging depth. How do we do that? That depth knob that we saw. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Now, if you want to, yes, okay, then you can say, okay, I want to, yes, okay, focus at a depth beyond 3 centimeters because I increase the depth of my image. Now, whether you keep a single focal point or whether you increase the number of focal points, that's all going to be determined by, okay, as what is it that you want to achieve. Okay, now increasing the number of focal points would be a bad idea if you are, okay, trying to scan something that is moving. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So please, 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 please. There's a difference between depth of view or depth of image and focal depth. You can say it's okay, visibility is your depth of image. Focal depth is just going to be as okay, the area that you focus on, the area that you concentrate on. On a clear day, where the sky is blue, the sun is out, your visibility may be as okay up to as okay 10 miles. But you say, well, okay, I'm just going to focus on, okay, as the thing that is right in front of my eyes. So you keep, okay, as okay, short focal depth. Or I want to focus at, okay, as that car, which is 3 miles away from me. Car, tree, cow, whatever. Did that make sense? Okay, but if your visibility is low, then you can't really say, well, okay, I can only see up to 2 meters, but I want to focus at something which is a mile away. That's not going to be possible because, first of all, it's, okay, it's beyond your visibility. Okay, but there is a difference between the two. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. At least Jennifer got it. Anybody who didn't get it?
Just to clarify, I'm still confused on which array is it's not, you can't go to a different focal.
Well, my dear, that's why I said the answer was written for that was on your page 181, if I'm not mistaken. The very first paragraph.
Okay, thank you.
I read this paragraph like a bedtime story this morning. Really, guy is okay. There is a question, yes, okay, in the back where it's all array transducers, but they will say, okay, which of these is not going to have multiple focal points? Here you go, what the hell? They are all array transducers. Right? So that's pretty much okay as a question is okay based on this paragraph here. Where okay, in the paragraph it says okay in earlier linear sequential arrays. So that's okay. They were pseudo arrays because that's okay. Array meant that okay, yes, it was able to just okay focus at multiple depths. So yes, okay, that will be an array with fixed focusing. Right? Or conventional. It is that point of focusing in chapter 10. That's why I told you, yes, okay, read that before we start this chapter here. Read your beam. Okay. Now, where's the relationship between the width of the transducer? Oh, no, sorry, width of the transducer. Width of PCT and wavelength. What's the relationship between the width of PCT and wavelength?
For which transducer are you asking about? Are you asking us to list all of them?
Now, what's the relationship between the width of the PCT and the wavelength?
Is it directly related?
Okay. No.
Oh, the width It has to be inverse because no,
No, I think you're right, Zach. I think it is, if it's bigger, is it a smaller footprint? And if it's smaller, it's a bigger.
No, 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 no. I'm not talking about the footprint, my dear.
Okay, don't listen to me then. Sorry, I'm wrong.
I believe it's the PCT.
Listen to the QUESTION or question. What is the relationship between the width of the PCT and the wavelength?
It's no relationship
There's no relationship. Why?
because you asked about the width, not the whole PCT.
Not the thickness, right?
Yeah,
Had it been the thickness, then the relationship was
1/2.
relationship.
Oh, inversely then. So we'll have to
Inversely.
do- That was a trick question.
Well, ladies, I think I have me as okay, twisting and turning around in my chair saying, listen, from top to toe is height. From shoulder to shoulder is width. And this dimension here is thickness. So yes, okay, in this chapter here, we made yes, okay. And we only talked about the thickness, okay, height and width. Thickness was what we related to in chapter 8, right? Or not really 8. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, girls. What's the relationship of focal depth and the frequency? Focal depth and frequency. How are they related?
Are they directly related?
They're directly related. Now, ladies, if you have a transducer with a great focal depth, is the beam going to be converging by a great degree or a lesser degree? If you have a great focal depth, will the
Lesser.
beam,
It's going to be lesser.
less convergence of the beam, right? Okay. What is your go and return time at a depth of 2 centimeters?
Four centimeters.
No.
No,
First of all, time cannot be measured in centimeters.
that's true.
That's true. And 4 is not the answer either.
26 nanoseconds?
26
Nanoseconds? Is it? Or
Micro.
microseconds.
microseconds, yeah.
Okay, we haven't gone to nano, my dear, okay? So 26 microseconds. Yeah. Now, if a frame has 100 pulses and you have 23 frames in a second, what is your pulse repetition frequency?
Can you repeat that question?
Sure. If you have there's 100 pulses per frame, and you have a pulse repetition frequency, or if you have, 23 frames per second, what is your pulse repetition frequency then?
2,300 hertz.
2,300
Hertz.
hertz, or 2.3 kilohertz, right? Good. What's the relationship between line density and temporal resolution?
Inversely,
Okay, what do you mean by being inversely, my dear?
so the line density, if you have, it affects the frame rate. And the frame rate determines the temporal resolution. So
Okay.
if the frame rate is high, the line density is low. So it has
Right.
to be inversely.
And then
because
how is your frame rate then related to the resolution?
they're directly related, because if you have a high frame rate, it leads to a degraded temporal resolution. If you have a low frame rate, I believe so, yeah. Or maybe it's the opposite. I know frame rate.
Okay, let's see if you got this, my dear. You have a high frame rate. Do you have a good or a bad temporal resolution?
Bad.
No,
You have a high frame rate. So do you have a good or a bad temporal resolution?
frame rate is good.
It's good.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah,
That's a
I
good
have to think
answer.
about it as
That's a
time.
good answer. Okay. So your old black and white movies, that's okay, have poor temporal resolution because of a low frame rate. Less frames per unit of time. That's why it's not that smooth movement. Go and watch some good old black and white movies. Mostly will be mute. Where there occasionally come a frame because, okay, you have to read what they were saying. Any of you ever seen those? Okay, ladies, do you know the name of the first movie that had sound? No? It's a Charlie Chaplin movie called Modern Times. Watch it. There's a scene about, okay, it's a feeding machine. Make sure that you don't eat and drink while looking at that scene, because you may choke by your laughter or choke. It's damn funny. Okay, girls. See you tomorrow with, okay, yes, the last few topics of this chapter here, okay? Okay. Have fun till then.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear.